What's up, everybody? Welcome to Miller's Music Mondays. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, let's just get right to it. I'm going to kick it off with a song from my In the Wasteland album. This is called No More Reasons. Inside my head, there's no way out. Full of mindless rage on the face of doubt. Well, you can raise me up, or throw me on the floor. I'm a silent whisper, I'm an endless roar. My destiny's gonna bury me, but you're only beholden to what you want to see. So here I lie in the bed I made. You better close that cover before I grab that plate. I'm gonna hide in the darkness, run from the light, pray for witness on an alibi. I'm gonna beg for forgiveness, high to the sky. Got no more reasons to try. Well, I've done my time down in that room. I'm an empty vessel in an empty room. Say what you will, call me every name, but I just won't listen, won't play your game. I'm rusted out, down for the count. You can't kill a man who's already drowned. So till I stand on failure hill, Lord, take me straight away for be thou will. I'm gonna hide in the darkness, run from the light, pray for witness on an alibi. I'm gonna beg for forgiveness, high on the sky. Got no more reasons to try. We're all just falling apart, trying to hold on, waiting for the ending to start. We're all just crumbling down, trying to go home, watching everything come around. Oh, 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 got no more reasons to try. Got no more reasons to try. Got no more reasons to try. All right. I haven't played that one in a while. I'm always trying to run through songs I haven't played in a while for you guys. So thank you for indulging in that. I probably should have practiced it first too. But anyway, let me, without any further ado, welcome my wonderful guest, Corri English. Hi, how are you? I think you're muted still. There you go.
Muted. That was awesome, Jason. I wanted to like sing harmonies over here, and then you can't. So,
I know.
have
We
you
got to
ever tried to
figure
sing
that out.
happy birthday? Have you ever done one of the happy birthday Zooms?
Oh, like
It's
everyone's voice goes over each
it's
other. You don't hear anything. It's a
it's pretty
nightmare.
special. It's
It's
pretty
a
special.
nightmare.
But I
Yeah.
was thinking them in my head.
Okay, good.
That was awesome.
Or just sing them muted, right? I like to do that too.
Yeah.
Like we're singing along with the radio, but not really. Anyway, how are you doing? Thanks so much for coming on the show today.
I'm so excited to see you and talk to you and hang out with you here and hear music.
I know, right? We realized that we haven't actually seen each other in person in like how many years technically?
Seeing each other in person is just like
That it
old
doesn't. I mean, at this point, you
now.
just throw it out the window
It's
because
like
it doesn't matter. You
kind
haven't
of
seen anyone.
antiquated, the whole in-person thing. Like, who
Right.
does that anymore? It's retro. No, yeah, we haven't seen each other since we wrote some songs here in Nashville, right? Or
I know.
maybe that might not
No,
be true. I might have seen you at your studio in LA,
that's true.
right?
Yeah, I think
But
so.
either way, it's probably
Or
been
at
like
Aeroscope, maybe at
oh,
the
maybe you
Aeroscope
know what?
studio.
We saw each other for Horrified actually.
Yeah,
So
Horrified.
we
You guys got to check that out. Our Corey hosted a show called Horrified, where every episode is a different person describing like just one of the most horrible things that ever happened to them, and mine was the story of the exploding toilet.
it was a really good story. Yeah, people should go look that up because yeah, and don't watch it while you're eating.
Definitely not. Not my episode. And I'm sure there's other ones you don't want to watch while you're eating either.
Oh, I'm sure
Right?
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Um, so what have you been up to in Nashville lately?
Well, I've recently taken on a new job of homeschool teacher.
Okay.
Um, that's really interesting. Uh, so that is I mean, if we want to talk
That's
about
what's
the last
happening.
couple of weeks, virtual school, everyone. I mean, turns out I wasn't meant to do that. So that's interesting. But no, I mean, since I saw you, I've been writing a ton of music. I put out some music of my own, a ton of voiceover. Obviously, came out and did a couple of seasons of Horrified, and then I have two little kids. Um, so yeah, playing a bunch of shows around Nashville up until everything got shut down.
Right.
And then, yeah, during quarantine, hanging out with my family and still continuing to, I haven't like done the whole like writing songs over Zoom thing, but I just recently started writing in person again, which I prefer. So,
That's good. Yeah, I've done a few over Zoom. It can it I had done some over Skype like beforehand, just like with people that didn't live in the same town as me. So it wasn't
yeah.
too much, but yeah, I haven't done as much of it as I thought I would. But I think like
Yeah.
none of us have done as much as we thought we would in lockdown. Am I right?
Maybe that's good. I don't know. I feel like the productivity when you're just sort of like in limbo is a little bit tricky.
There's something about the motivation of like knowing when something's going to come out or preparing for something like that motivates me a lot more than, well, I'm going to do this thing and maybe I'll get to play it for people next year. So I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I went through that definitely with a whole ramp up, that was in the planning mode for almost a year of releasing a single and all this travel planned and huge parties, and of course it all got squashed literally about 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the least of a lot of people's problems. But yeah, it is hard to plan things when you don't know. And in the beginning it's like, oh well, let's just push everything a couple weeks, and now it's like, had you told
Right.
us then that we would still be in limbo, everyone's like heads literally would have exploded. So good thing we didn't know then what we know now. Um, but yeah, I've like finished a few songs over Zoom, but that creativity I think is like, it's fun to capture whatever's like hanging out in the room with you. So
Right. Finishing is a lot easier. Like if you
very
have a
different.
verse or chorus first and then you get going.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, but I'm like you where I had like 3 tours planned and a bunch of festivals I was on, but you get over that really quickly, because of just the bigger picture. You're sad for a
Yep.
couple days and then you realize, well, everyone else is in the same boat too. So
Yeah, you
it's just
realize like
full
if the
drum.
worst of it is I can't like go play music right now, and
Right.
absolutely. I mean, the perspective and the gratitude and all that is certainly very important.
Yeah,
So
but that's one of the reasons why I launched this show was so that on a selfish note, so I could still perform for people once a week, but also so that I could see my friends and have them promote some of their music. So, what are you going to play for us first?
oh, maybe I usually have one song I always start with when I'm out playing around. So maybe I'll do that. This is a song so I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And when I was still living in Atlanta before I moved to LA, and then now I'm in Nashville. But I met up with the guys from Sugarland and wrote with them before they were massive. And then I moved to LA and they blew up and they loved this song that we wrote and they put it on their first album. And so that
Awesome.
was, yeah, so
Love when
that
that
was, yeah. And so that was a lot of fun because at the time to just watch their ascension, to massive success. And I had this little Honda Accord and I would go when they were visiting LA. I would go pick them up and like drive them to Jay Leno or something, or like
In your
drive them to
Honda
a
Accord.
yeah. And so at the time I was actually playing in a duo as well, and they'd be in the back seat, and I'd be like playing them a demo that I had just done. It was hilarious. But yeah, just super lovely people. And this song was written at a time when it was like kind of a little bit of my story about, just being from the South and, I wanted to move out to LA and just the sort of leaving home and all of that. So this song's called Fly Away.
Right.
Oh, I swear this town gets smaller every day. And I'm waiting for my chance. I'm gonna break away. Well, I'm so sick and tired of being told what's good for me. Well, people got lots of ideas about who I'm supposed to be. Angel, carry me, oh, so far away. May my body never touch the ground. And if I promise you I'll be back someday, will you set me free so I can fly away, fly away, fly away? Well, most folks here, well, they don't dig too deep. Well, they can't dream too big. No, 'cause they got fears to keep. Well, I could walk away and leave behind my family, or get buried alive in this legacy. Angel, carry me, oh, so far away. May my body never touch the ground. And if I promise you I'll be back someday, will you set me free so I can fly away, fly away, fly away? I wanna sleep under a different piece of sky. I wanna live a little bit before I die. I wanna be so close to heaven I see angels carry me, oh, so far away. May my body never touch the ground. And if I promise you I'll be back someday, will you set me free so I can fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away.
Yeah. Awesome. And hey, it's not bad to start a set with, oh, this is a song I wrote with Sugarland. Boom. That is great. So I'm looking at the chat right here. I've got another computer like right here, and I'm checking out the chat, and people are loving your voice. And someone said, and if you buy, Alan of the Dead says you two should sing together on the next Yorkie-thon.
That would be so much
We
fun.
didn't even talk about Yorkie-thon yet.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That would be, we should sing together just sometime. Like that would just be fun.
Sure. Well, we wrote that duet. I mean, I wish we could sing the duet that we wrote.
I know, because it's really cool. I actually love that song that we wrote.
Yeah, me too. I think my music publisher liked it too.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Yorkie-thon is a Yorkie rescue, sometimes 48 hours, sometimes 72 hour event.
Man, they work hard.
That our friends Adam Green and Joe Lynch put together, and it's for a Yorkie rescue because there are actually
a ton of fun, and
yeah, because people think, oh, Yorkies, like there doesn't need to be a Yorkie.
They don't need help.
Actually, there does. Actually, there does, because I mean, as a dog lover, I looked into it, and a lot of people buy Yorkies kind of like as accessories, right?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's like a purse dog, you know, and no dog should really live in a purse like that.
They abandon them, and so people actually do. So, and it's one of the only ones. But our friend Adam has a Yorkie that he loves dearly, named Arwen, named after the princess in Lord.
Does Arwen have more fans than Adam now?
Probably. I don't know. Sean could probably let us know, but I think she. Yeah.
Arwen's so cute.
Okay, I'm gonna kick off with, or I already kicked off. I'm going to continue kicking. So this song is actually, as most people watching know, my old band or other band, because we've never technically broken up, Godhead, had some songs, and I like to play songs from that catalog because we put out 7 albums. So this is one that translates pretty well acoustically. It's called Somewhere in Your Mind. You take the time to read your mind till there's nothing left to find. And I will take the time to read your mind till there's nothing left to find. Who's to know what could be mine? Who's to know what could be mine? I'm somewhere in your mind. I'm with you all the time. If I could only live inside your world, and I will dwell in darkness, waiting for a spark to shine out of your eyes. And I will wait forever in this chamber that you built for me with your soul. Who's to know what Oh, I think you're muted still. There you go. I still don't see you, or still don't hear you. Unless did I mute myself? Oh, there you are. I got you.
Okay, good. Dude,
Double
I
muted.
remember the first time I saw you play live, and it was at Blue Bar.
Yeah.
And you knocked my socks off. I mean, I was sort of like in a band that I don't think we ever officially broke up either. But we had played there recently too. And I remember I was hanging in the back with friends and you started singing and I was like, damn.
Awesome.
Your voice. Amazing.
Blue Bar doesn't even exist anymore, does it? I mean, but pre
I don't know.
that.
I don't know actually.
It was one of those cool.
I should know that.
Yeah. Blue Bar was cool because they used to do, so Terry Jo Box used to do her Midtown Freak show there, which was like a songwriter around kind of it not unsimilar to kind of how we're doing. Like sometimes people would go up in groups and go back and forth, or usually just everyone would come do 2 songs and leave. And that's, I saw Ashley McBride there for the first.
So did I. Wait, were we there? Was that the
could
same
have been. And talk about watching someone's meteoric rise.
Yeah, that's the last show I saw there actually.
Wow.
Was Ashley McBride, and that was literally right before she just blew up.
Yeah, she's doing
and deservedly so, man. She's badass.
Nominated for Grammys 2 years in a row.
So great.
CMA winner or ACM winner, I can't remember, but she's a winner of one. Either
there's a C and an A in it.
Take ACM and move those numbers or those numbers. Move those letters around, and she won one of them.
Yes, for sure. Maybe both. Well, do you want me to play another song?
Yeah, please.
All right.
People are loving it.
What's that?
The people are loving it.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Thanks for the subscription, Svet.
All right. So this song is called Paper Cut, and this is actually a song when I like a song, I'll come home and play it for my husband. And I played this for him. And he was like, that's one of my favorite songs you've ever written. Also, I really hope that's not about us. No, it's not. So
relax. It's not about us at all.
I know isn't that the funny thing though, because you find it's like the Taylor Swift effect, is like, is that song about me? Yeah. Anyway, I sometimes I have written songs for and about him, but I was like, no, we're good. Three days I've waited, still you never call. No need to say it, the writing's on the wall. Would it kill you just to look me in the eye? Man up and say the word goodbye. Can't believe you wanna be that guy. Walk away and let it die. It's a slow leak, a rip at the seam. It's a paper cut that doesn't even bleed. It's not a sharp pain, just a dull ache. If there's a heartbeat, is it still a heartbreak? You know what? I have to pause because it said my computer's about to die, and I realized it got... There we go. Sorry. I'll pick up with the second verse. I got a notification that said your computer is about to shut down.
Oh, I just heard the plug-in, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it went bloop.
Yeah. No. So you have power now?
Yeah, I have power now. We'll pick up, the dramatic moment from...
Yeah. I'm loving the song though. It's a great song. But see, this is kind of what this show is like. So that's perfect that you did that, because break the tension. I mean, like,
well, it was that, or I was just going to disappear.
Right.
And I actually learned my lesson, because when I was when I had released a single and I was doing my first like virtual show for this big launch, I didn't have the thing on my computer turned off where your phone can ring into your computer.
Oh, wow. So everyone saw your phone ring.
Oh my gosh. No, well, what happened is they could still see me, but my screen blanked out. and like the person calling, and all of a sudden I was like, and then they heard it ring, and then I was trying to turn it off, and it was like right at the end of the song. So I'm like, well, I might as well just make sure all of the technical things, which is funny because you wouldn't do that at a live show, right? You would just
Right.
like keep going no matter what. But if the computer dies, not helpful.
Okay.
Sorry for it. Should I just like pretend that I get really dramatic and dramatic again?
Do it.
You say I'm crazy, I overthink it all. You need to blame me, make sure it's my fault. Is it really so hard to be honest? Something's wrong, did you think I wouldn't notice? We were so good, what did I miss? Never thought it'd come to this. It's a slow leak, a rip at the seam. It's a paper cut that doesn't even bleed. It's not a sharp pain, just a dull ache. If there's a heartbeat, is it still a heartbreak? If I don't cry, if I can't feel, was it all lies? Was it ever real? Is this a bad dream, or am I awake? Would it kill you just to look me in the eye? Man up and say the word goodbye. Can't believe you want to be that guy. Is it really so hard to be honest? Something's wrong, did you think I wouldn't notice? We were so good, what did I miss? Never thought it'd come to this. It's a slow leak, a rip at the seam. It's a paper cut that doesn't even bleed. It's not a sharp pain, just a dull ache. If there's a heartbeat, is it still a heartbreak? Is it still a heartbreak?
Wow. That was great. And we got a special version that
No one's ever heard that version before. And like, of all songs to just stop, it's pretty funny.
And by the way, we just something that happens in Twitch a lot is sometimes you'll get raided. So we just got raided by the Opera Geek. She just brought 27 more people into our room in the middle of your song. So
oh my
thank
gosh,
you, Opera Geek.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Miller's Music Mondays. This is Corri English, our special guest tonight. And all of her, if you type in exclamation guest, you get all of her information. So definitely give her a follow on every social and give her millions of dollars right now.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So, okay, one thing I wanted to talk about actually is, so every Tuesday on a different Twitch channel, I actually host a songwriting show, which is kind of fun. So CNE Games approached me. They produced a game on Steam called Idle Champions, and Idle Champions licenses Dungeons and Dragons. So in the game Idle Champions, you get to play as many heroes within the Dungeons and Dragons mythos over the years. So we talked about doing a show on their channel, and what I do is every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, I write a song with my co-host Dylan, who's not a songwriter, but he's well versed in the lore of the game. I'm somewhat well versed with the characters because I've played D&D since I was 8. But together, Dylan and I write a song with the people in chat, which is really cool.
That's
so like,
so fun.
We'll be coming up with a line and they'll give suggestions. And so all together collaboratively in 2 hours, we'll come up with a song. And so I actually wanted to play one of those songs from that show.
Heck yeah.
And actually what's cool is we sort of have a built-in audience, which is nice because anytime we go live, everyone who happens to be playing the game at the time, they get an alert in the game that we're going live on Twitch. So a lot of curious people playing the game will then come over to Twitch and watch us and also contribute to writing the song. It's really fun.
That's awesome.
One of the most iconic characters in D&D throughout the years is a vampire named Strahd von Zarovich. And so 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, we wrote this one. And this is actually my favorite one to come from the show so far. We've done 4 episodes. The 5th one is tomorrow. But this one is called Drop of Time.
Nice. You know, like made even cooler the way that you wrote it. I was wondering if the vampire's name was going to be in the song, because if so, I was going to be waiting for that rhyme.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you could rhyme with Strahd von Zarovich. It's interesting. Like every week we take a different stab. Like we take a different vibe. So for me, like one will be like a sort of a bard's song directly about the character. With this one, we thought it would be cool to make it almost like a goth song from the point of view of the vampire. So, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
most proud
awesome.
of that one so far. Of
That's
all the ones I would want to record, that's on the top of my list so far.
That's a super cool song. I have one song that's kind of vampire-y. I didn't practice it, so I'm not gonna play it. But man, we could have just had like a vampire theme
We could
going.
have. We got plenty of vampire songs, believe me.
Speaking of like the Bard songs, so we were talking about before we went live, we were talking about some video game crossovers
Right.
that we've done.
Yeah.
When I was recording Skyrim, I did a ton of Bard songs. But you know the way they record these video games, everything's under such tight lock and key. It'll have
Oh,
some
yeah.
ridiculous name and you're going in to record and you have no idea at the time. Everything's so secret. You eventually find out, but it'll have like, code name Pink Elephant and it's like Final Fantasy or something,
Right. I know.
And so the way it worked with Skyrim is that I never saw the lines before I read them. I also never heard the music and sometimes there was no music. I just had to make up a song.
That's tough.
And then, so the funny thing is that apparently it became very comical and for some of the characters I did in the game where it's like, she's a terrible singer and it was like comical. So then there would be people that would look me up from being in Skyrim or see me in Holliston or something and go look up that I had a band and I was a singer and they'd be super confused because they heard me sing this like horrible Bard song. So
They'd be like, I thought you were a terrible singer. Like, I'm not going to go see your band.
yeah. And then other people would defend me and they'd be like, guys, she was acting, which it's true that there were some characters that were like supposed to be better than others, but it was really more about the way it was recorded. It's not like you get the music. It's not like you get music and melody ahead of time. It's like, do something that sounds kind of like this. And so interesting process there.
I love that. It's funny. So there are, let's see, there's at least 2 games, maybe 3 that I have songs in coming out all the way out to 2022. And I just can't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But that's
all,
great to
all
have.
I can say is what I told you, and they might kill me just for that. So if my camera goes blank,
everyone,
then the video game,
you killed the video game.
Got me. Yeah. Yeah.
It is all very, very secretive.
It's so there's something funny that happened, though, not with a video game, but actually with a commercial. So something came across my agent's desk and she passed it on to me and she's like, hey, Burger King is releasing a new chicken sandwich. And for the audition, they want everyone who's auditioning to like write their own song about the chicken sandwich. And I'm like, okay, so wait, so you want me to do your work for you? Got it. But of course I did it anyway because I wanted the job like everyone.
Of course you did.
Another friend of mine, Allie Gertz, apparently she didn't realize that because she's not normally an actor, so she didn't realize that you couldn't post the song. So I guess the song that she wrote about the chicken sandwich, she posted it right away. And then they just scrapped the campaign. But it's funny. So I found out about that years later. I didn't know that. And so she's got a song about a chicken sandwich, and I also have a song about a chicken sandwich. Now, I haven't practiced it, guys, so I'm not going to play it today. It's just your story made me think of that.
You should work that one up. The things we do for auditions.
It's really ridiculous because it's like, wait, you want me to write, you're auditioning me to be a singer in your commercial, but yet you want me to write the song that I'm going to sing. So, but of course we do it anyway because we want the money. What are we gonna do?
Definitely. I mean, I've definitely like tested for improv pilots where I was literally like, there's no, not only is there not a script, but there's no storyline, no characters. And I just had to go into an audition and tell stories. Mm-hmm. And I remember going into testing for that, going like, I need to understand kind of what the show is, or we just like, is there, because, typically an unscripted, for anybody who doesn't know, you're usually kind of getting from point A to point B. Right. So you kind of know where you need to start and where you need to finish and kind of an idea of the why, the what, who, why, where, and then you're improving from there. But I've also flitted there's videos out there, Jason, of commercial auditions of me flitting around like a fairy in a magical forest. I definitely did some kind of a purse commercial where I had to hold the handle in my mouth and play tug of war. And the casting director literally said to me, make sure you put it in your back teeth so your front teeth don't get pulled out. Like, why do we do these things? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I once was told to jump in a swamp. I did that too. I don't know. We're not smart all the
Did you at
time.
least get paid to jump in the swamp?
I was getting paid for that one.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Showtime or HBO show called Going to California, and we did an episode where we were like, in the swamp, and there were safety divers like 8 feet away from us to protect us from the alligators and snakes. It's
Yeah.
fine. I
I
lived through that one.
I played a soldier in a sci-fi channel movie, and my unit gets captured, so I get tied to a tree by these aliens, and the aliens are like jumping around the tree holding spears, and it's all and the people in the alien outfits, they couldn't see. So I actually got hit by a spear. I got right here under my eye. And they, first of all, they kept it in the movie. The movie's called
Awful.
Battle Planet, so look that up. Sci-fi
And there's a
channel.
very realistic scene
Battle
with
Planet.
you.
If you see a thing of blood on Strike Leader Jackson's face, it was real. It was real. So yeah, the
Wow.
things we do. And like,
I almost cut-
like everybody stopped, everyone freaked out. They wanted to make sure that like my eyeball didn't pop out.
And you're like, if I'm already bleeding, at least keep rolling.
Yeah, exactly. And they did. So.
Yeah, I had a situation that was almost that scary where I played this heroine who had a circle saw, and I had never handled one before, and we had sort of a dummy one for when I was running around, but then there was a scene where they were going to actually have me like cut a piece of wood or something, and I didn't know it was going to kick back so hard.
Oh,
And
yeah.
thank God I didn't cut my own leg in half, really. I mean, I had no idea that those were that hard to handle. I do now. I
It's
just haven't handled one since.
The more you go through life, the more you realize that like the so-called experts have no idea what they're doing.
No, the things that I've done just because like someone on a set told me to, especially when I was younger. I mean, definitely like in a tank of water with lots of electrical equipment hanging above me and, things like that. We're like,
That'll be fine.
it's fine. It'll be fine. Let's get the take. We need to go to lunch. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what are you going to play for us next?
Okay. So I thought, Jason, I'm not a rapper, but I thought maybe I would rap in this song.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a really sad, like breakup love song. And it's about like the best way to get over someone, but also when I rap at the point at which I rap, just like picture, like someone badass, like
All right.
Eminem, Jay-Z. I don't know.
Okay.
So, just keep that in your mind. And
Wow. I will say that this is
do my best to channel that.
This is the first rap that's going to be on this show.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah.
And it's me.
Yeah.
Okay. This song is called Over You. I was down in the dumps, I was falling apart. You were breaking my heart into. Thought that I was in love, I was stuck in a rut. I was all out of trust. You were tearing me up, down, inside out, thinking you were right about us. And then I met someone, and now I'm honor his covers, honor his stamp. Nothing but sweat between us, it's getting hot as hell. Whispering his sweet name, honor my breath. And now you're nothing but water, honor the breath. Ooh, I'm digging the view. Ooh, I got under him and got over you. Now I'm on top of my game, you see me coming alive. You know that look in my eyes, don't you? And now you want a piece, come crawling back on your knees. You're saying you miss me, and blowing my phone up, down, inside out. It turns out you were right about us. And now I met someone, and now I'm honor his covers, honor his things. sweat between us. It's getting hot as hell. Whispering his sweet name under my breath. Now you're nothing but water under the bridge. Ooh, ooh, I'm digging the view. Ooh, ooh, I got onto him and got over the pain, over the shame. It's all the rules of your game. It's rigged, it's thrown straight out of bounds. You can call it a rebound. That ain't what I found when this boy came to town and put your ass down. He brought me back up from the lowest of lows. Rock bottom back up, ain't taking it slow. We're keeping it down low. Now you know I'm all in. He got your girl, he's gonna get her again. Well, you can sit around and drink, you can sit around and smoke. Take a sip, take a toke, take your time. You can sit around and wonder if I'm under. You know I'm under. Under his covers, under his spell. Nothing but sweat between us. It's getting hot as hell. Whispering his sweet name under my breath. And now you're nothing but water under the bridge. Ooh, ooh, I'm digging the view. Ooh, ooh, I got onto him and got over you. Ooh, I got onto him. Yeah, I'm under him and I'm over you.
Wow.
Did you picture?
The rap was
Picture
appropriate.
Eminem?
I did. You know, so for the first rap, I mean, you know, now I can say, you know, we've had a rapper on the show, and then I'm just going to hold up your picture.
I should have brought like
Really confused.
like some bling or like a badass hat or something to turn sideways. That's probably not a thing, but seems like it might have helped me.
I think it was a thing once, maybe. I actually wanted to play a cover, if that was okay with you.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
This is just one I like to play. I did it a long time ago with my guitar player Mike from Godhead, and we used to do it when we do acoustic sets or like morning shows. By the way, I was having a conversation because I know your husband for the longest time hosted a morning show, right? And I was talking to somebody last night about, we were talking about doing a recording session, and I hate singing in the morning. I'm just not warmed up. And so when I had to do morning shows, like when you would either do radio tours or you're on tour and you're playing Milwaukee and you got to call into the Milwaukee radio station at like 7:30 in the morning and attempt to play your song. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But there are some amazing versions of like songs of people attempting to sing at 7 a.m. that are great. Like I think like Sting calling Howard Stern is a classic one. Like doing Roxanne, and it's just his voice is cracking up a storm.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is one that I would do. Hopefully you'll recognize it at some point. So you go. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. And I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Oh! I'm past 100,000 miles. I'm feeling better still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating in my tin can? Far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Yes, love that song. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's like a really old acoustic version of it that he did as a demo. Um, that if you can discover it, it's pretty cool because like at the beginning of the recording, he's actually talking about like when they recorded it, and he's like, we just recorded our first album, and some of it may be considered as single material, but we'll leave that up to you to decide. Anyway, here's Space Oddity. It's like, what?
Oh, that's
You know?
badass. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
know. It's really cool.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I mean, people, thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I mean, we still got a ways to go. We're gonna, I know we're gonna have you do a couple more for us. But everybody, we're gonna put your info on the screen again, and please give Corri a follow, and thanks for supporting the show, everyone. What do you have next to play for us?
It's so funny. If you see me just randomly doing this, there's like this random little fly. Well, I think it's like a fruit fly.
It's
Not
random.
even,
It's like random fruit fly season. I swear,
but
they're
it is,
everywhere.
and it's like it was on the microphone earlier, and then it was on. Then I just like looked over at myself, and I had a dot on my forehead, and I was like, "Oh, it's a, like."
The
And then
fly.
so anyway, or I could just be just gesticulating randomly. So so I'm gonna play a song that I actually released the Friday before Father's Day, and this is a song that I wrote with my friend Kristen Hall, and we just sat down to write a song with a nostalgic feeling. And as we started writing it, I realized I was writing a song about my childhood and about my dad. So I
Right, because
grew
your
up
dad was a
in,
musician, right?
my dad was a musician. And I spent every summer of my childhood at this resort in Georgia called Callaway Gardens. And it was like a lake, and they had a lounge and a ski show. And we had a tiny little log cabin that we would go, we lived in the city, like right by, in town in Atlanta, Georgia. And then we would kind of pack up for the summer and go spend summers right outside this resort. And my dad's band would play in the lounge every night. And so that was a huge part of my childhood. And so I was writing the song, and my dad's 70th birthday was approaching. And I just started getting really emotional during the co-write. And Kristen looked at me and was like, you have to play this for your dad on his birthday. So I called my sister, who we used to sing together growing up. I sent her the song. She loved it. And she had an idea that we would all get together on my dad's 70th and go spend that weekend at Callaway Gardens. So we had this sort of reunion there in a cabin at the resort. And my sister and I played this. Well, we blubbered our way through this song a couple of times before we got through it. And so that was a really special moment. We'll cut to I guess it was last summer now. My dad and my sister were going to both be in town, and that's a rarity because we live all over the place. And so I decided to surprise them with a studio session. I went in the studio with my good friend, Dave Brainerd, who's an amazing producer. And I surprised them with taking them to record this song, the three of us together. And then we shot a behind the scenes video. So this song is really special to me. It always will be. It's very autobiographical. And if you go to my YouTube channel, my sister and then my sister sings this song with me, and then my dad makes a cameo in the video. So if you go watch it, you got to wait for the end, and you'll see my sweet dad. So I put this out before Father's Day, and it was just one of my favorite days of my whole life was recording the song, doing the video. And so anyway, this song's called Callaway Gardens. Pack up the station wagon, let's get this show on the road. Playing I Spy to pass the time, only an hour to go, yeah. We spend our days in the Georgia clay. We spend our nights watching Daddy on the stage. Callaway Gardens in June, the flowers in bloom, takes me back every time I hear the Beatles playing. Sweet sounds of my youth, I still carry that tune. Daddy, can I sing it with you? We'll pack up some PBJs and let's ride our bikes to the lake, yeah. Blue skies and butterflies, see how much fun we can make. I close my eyes and I can still hear the sound of Mama calling, 'cause that sun is going down. Callaway Gardens in June, the flowers in bloom, takes me back every time I hear the Beatles playing. The sweet sounds of my youth, I still carry that tune. Daddy, can I sing it with you? On that Jaguar guitar, singing Springsteen, Glory Days, summertime superstar. Every memory made us who we are. It seems like yesterday. Callaway Gardens in June, the flowers in bloom, takes me back every time I hear you play, yeah. Callaway Gardens in June, the flowers in bloom, takes me back every time I hear the Beatles play. Sweet sound of my youth, I still care. But can I sing it with you? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself. Sorry about that. I was like, it was at that point where it's like I was either gonna unmute myself or leave the call. I'm like, ah, like they're right next to each other.
Oh, don't do that.
Man, what did your dad think when he heard that song? What did he do?
Oh my gosh, we actually have video of the first time we played it for him, and he just was like flush, his he just kept sipping on his wine, and trying to hold it together. And I mean, it was just it was a really cool moment. And at the time it was just, something I wrote to be really personal. And then my husband actually really encouraged me to share it because he felt like other people would really connect with that. And the number of messages I've gotten about people who, it's not necessarily that same place I went, but just like the nostalgia of summertime, childhood summer times has been kind of amazing. So to be able to kind of have something that's a little bit of a tribute to my dad is, totally
It's great.
priceless.
And it's out there now. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
etched
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah. So if you want to see my cute dad, and we did actually a kind of extended cut of a more behind the scenes of us kind of talking about our summers there and what they meant to us and all of that. So those are both on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw the video, but I encourage everybody to go check it out too. So for my last song tonight, and then we'll do one more. We'll have you close us out tonight. We've been talking so much, we're already over an hour, but I hope that's okay.
Yeah, totally fine with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using this to catch up with you at the same time.
I know. I just want to like hang out,
While people watch. But
sorry guys.
hi to Lee Larson. I saw my friend Lee Larson is in chat tonight, and I've known Lee since I was a freshman in high school, and we were in chorus together, and we were also in show choir together. Like, see, I'm so glad
That's
that
cool.
it didn't exist back then, because somewhere there would be video of me like in a blue sequin vest. Yeah, as I don't know if you had show choir in your high school, but we always had to wear like the just the cheesiest outfits ever.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sure that, the number of cheesy outfits I had from dance competitions growing up, I'm sure that I would give you a run for your money. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, so I got a request for one of my songs on country. So I thought I would, which is about growing up in Virginia, where Lee was too. So I thought I'd make that my last song tonight. So this is my song on country. Spare my summers growing up looking for bullets from the Civil War. There wasn't much else to do in that old Virginia town. Farming Gibson got the hell out of clipping my head and was good. Started making my living with a band and a band. No one understood. No one understood. 15 to lay on my head on a different stranger's floor. Every day's an upstage, struggling with the pain of a country boy. Time until dawn, no sleep, no time to have a life of my own. But the bills to pay are my only way to keep on moving on. Just keep on moving on. I swear them people every dollar that I earn. Boom.
I love that song. I've heard you play that before, and I love that song.
Maybe I played it at
Probably you might have, but I also might have just jammed out in my car to it.
nice.
Probably
Yes,
just
one to
listened to
jam
it a bunch.
to.
What's that?
I said it's definitely one to jam to. I wrote it with
Oh
my friend
yeah.
Randall Clay.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So
Well, dude, thank you so much for having me on.
thanks for coming on, and
Oh
everyone
man,
loving
so
you.
much fun, and so good to catch up with you. And thank you guys to everybody who's been hanging out and listening to our songs. Really appreciate it. I was kind of debating about what song to play, and then I realized both of the songs I was choosing between are about wine.
Hey,
so
well,
so tell me what's more fun. I could play a single that I released back in May that you can also find and download and all of that stuff. Or I have another newer song um, that I am going to record that I could play. So
I'll leave it up to you. If they're both about wine, that evens the playing field. Let's play. Actually, I would suggest play one where people can go listen to it right now. You
okay,
know what I mean?
cool.
Like after
I
you play it
will,
tonight, they
and
can
if
go
they like
download it.
it,
Yeah.
okay, let's do that. Thank you. So I will play this song called Rose All Day. I wrote this with with Kristen Hall and Haley Witters, and I originally did not record this for myself to cut as an artist, and then through a crazy series of events, I did, and I partnered with this amazing winery called Dow Vineyards. If you're a fan of wine, we actually released this song in conjunction with the release of their rosé last spring. And the even if you're not a rosé drinker, like their cabs, man, the wine, I'm a wine snob, like admittedly I've just gradually turned into one. So as we were forming this partnership, I was like, I think I need to just taste the wines, of course.
Right. Like
uh,
if I'm going to endorse this, I need to make sure
yeah,
it's
I need to be able to stand behind the product. The wines are amazing. The family behind the wines are amazing. And then I'm actually releasing another song in partnership with them for Christmas.
oh great.
So,
Christmas,
but the
what
interest,
kind of Christmas wine?
well, I guess, who doesn't drink wine around the holidays? So I guess it's kind of a Christmas wine. But this is the song that I mentioned earlier that we were supposed to have this big launch for,
Oh,
that
yeah.
then became fully virtual. But there is a music video that we shot out at the winery. It's just this like these epic views. So you can also find that on my YouTube channel and download it everywhere. But the funny thing about the title of this song is that I didn't think about this when we released it. Like I debated whether or not it was a good time to release a song. But the truth of the matter is the winery was selling the crap out of wine because everyone's drinking
Oh
more than
yeah.
ever.
It's
And then,
quarantine wine time for sure.
oh yeah, I just became unapologetically like, well, it's noon. It's time to open a
Wine
bottle.
o'clock.
1 o'clock. And so what was funny is that I just thought, well, this is a fun song and it's a feel good song. And I think that's kind of what everyone needs right now. And then I
Yeah.
started getting so many messages going, oh, like rose all day has never been more true. Like we are literally just drinking all day. So it's like, who knew? I wrote a song for the times.
Perfect.
So this song is called Rose All Day. I woke up this morning and I had a revelation. Well, I found out losing you's like a permanent vacation. You wanted to see me cry, well, baby, I am. All these tears of joy with a long stem in my hand. It's a rose all day. Gotta love a silver lining. I'm okay. Ever since you said goodbye, I never thought I'd feel so good with you gone. Now it's a rose all day. This breakup diet looks good on me. Well, I slipped right back into my skinny jeans. And all those friends that you used to hate are out here tonight, raising a glass to celebrate with a rose all day. Gotta love a silver lining. I'm okay. change your mind, show up here tonight. Well, that's a big mistake. 'Cause you don't want to make me choose between this down rose and you. Darling, you're too late. 'Cause it's rose all day. It's rose. Ever since you said goodbye, it's rose all day. Gotta love a silver lining. I'm okay. It turns out I can't stop smiling. I never thought I'd feel so good with you gone. Now it's rose all day. It's rose all day. Yeah, it's rose all day, all day.
Yes. Definitely a song for the times. Sure. Well, Corri, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Corri English, everybody. One of the things that we do on Twitch is we often do what's called a raid. So we will take our audience and then raid somebody else's channel. And since we were talking about vampires earlier, my friend, looks like my friend Alex Ward, who plays a vampire on a show called LA by Night, but also is his day job is he's a monster guy. So like he's a monster on American Horror Story. He's a monster on Sleepy Hollow. He is this really awesome,
Got that monster niche cornered,
super
man.
tall, skinny guy that can do crazy things with his body. But he's also, I think he is right now he's streaming a vampire video game that he's playing and people are watching. So we're gonna go raid him at the end here. Hopefully, Devin, if you're there, we'll do it when we sign off. But thanks so much, Corri English. Everybody, check her out. I'm gonna put your info in the chat one more time. And it was amazing to catch up with you. And thanks for sharing your music and your stories with us.
Same to you. It was so much fun to see you and hear your badass voice.